Okay, what is going on, everyone? Judson here, and welcome back to the channel. First of all, before I begin, guys, I want to thank all of you guys for actually helping this channel reach 5,000 subs. You guys already know I am planning to do a big face review in the upcoming weeks, and also I'm going to try changing a few contents on the channel for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I'm going to start showing you guys more gameplay and more stuff for this game featuring on the channel, so I hope you guys can please stay tuned for that. But anyway, guys, in today's video we got some pretty big news from Namco themselves, talking about the upcoming DLC, and they're actually going to give us more details about this DLC that I know a lot of people right now are still confused about how this DLC work. We finally got some few information from Namco, so I will try my best to read this to you guys, to give it and also explain it to you guys so you guys can understand. So this information actually came from Namco, one of the producer that work with Namco directly. So I'm going to go ahead and read it to you guys. But anyway, and also guys, the guy that wrote this article is actually one of the producer for Namco. His name is actually called Ryosuke Hara, so that's his name, of this guy that wrote the article and one of the producers for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and read this guy, try my best to read this and explain it to you guys so you guys can understand, because this is actually pretty big, and explain to us what we could be getting in future DLC and what this whole DLC season pass is all about. But anyway, please read the one below and also pause. Feel free to pause and read with me. But anyway, the first one reads, said this upcoming DLC is the first boss battle episode that the season pass owner can access. The season pass includes 2 boss battle episodes, of course, and 1 additional scenario. In terms of content value, each boss battle is on par with a few sub story combined, and the additional scenario is also on par with a story mode saga or story saga, such as the Saiyan saga and Frieza saga. So you guys may be asking, what do you mean by that? What do they mean by that? Okay, this whole DLC boss battle, the first the battle against Beerus, is like, it doesn't have a story. As we all know, this DLC is a boss battle. It has no story content whatsoever, but it kind of does at the same time with the sub story. If you guys remember in the sub story for the Battle of Gods, when we see Goku and Vegeta going up against each other and also fighting Beerus, and we had that little cutscene of them defeating Beerus at the end, that's what they meant by having a little bit of a story. Even though this DLC, this boss battle DLC, doesn't really have a story, quote unquote, it does have somewhat of a little cutscene story that they add into it just to make the fans feel a little bit happy. But I hope you guys understand that. But anyway, the next one I'm about to read, guys, this is very important, so please read with me. The final line at the bottom, it went to read, said, in this first boss battle episode, player will get a chance to go against the strongest opponent they have to face thus far in the story. Further increase their growth and power level. What they mean by power level is obviously the level cap. Like, the strongest level cap in this game is 250. But I'll go have something very special with you guys. I will share it later in this video. But anyway, the next one we're going to read said, please keep in mind that this DLC episode does not follow the story from the movie and also the anime. Rather, it will have its own original settings and will mainly focus on battle gameplay. So I will already explain that in my last video, in my video a couple weeks back. This DLC, of course, does not follow the Battle of God story. It's mainly basically like its original thing. It's all about fighting. It's all about fighting Beerus. That's why it's a boss battle episode. So whatever stuff you guys see in this Battle of God, I'm not even going to call it Battle of God story or Battle of God DLC. This DLC that we got from Beerus is pretty much a boss battle. It's not meant to have a story or anything or whatsoever. So a lot of people kind of confused about that. It does not follow the story, guys, from the manga and the anime. It's its own thing. That's one of the main reasons why we have Super Saiyan God Vegeta being part of this DLC, even though he shouldn't really be part of it, because if Vegeta wasn't part of this DLC as a Super Saiyan God, I'm guessing they probably would have gone with the story that we already know from the Battle of Gods and the movie and the anime. And also, guys, I want to go ahead and explain something I'm sure a lot of you guys will be confused about, is that, yes, they mentioned something about power level and growth. The main reason why I mentioned this in my last video, the main reason why the highest level right now in Kakarot, guys, is 250. It was mainly made for Beerus' character, because Beerus right now is the strongest character in this game, and the level 250 was made mainly for Beerus, because they know, we are obviously, us the fan, we didn't know that, but the developer already planned this before this game even came out. They planned it, the highest level should be Beerus. That's why Beerus, and Whis and Super Saiyan God, Vegeta character model and file were found in the game before the game even gonna release. But anyway, guys, let's move on to the next one. But anyway, guys, let's move on to the next information. The next big information I wanted to read said this DLC, or the main focus of this DLC, is to improve your strength by training with Whis and also allowing Goku and Vegeta to awaken a new skill or a new ability, which is a Super Saiyan God form, and ultimately fighting Beerus. Now, I'm sure you guys already know that, but let me go ahead and explain this properly to you guys. Beerus was the main focus of Beerus was pretty much the main boss of this whole game overall. If you guys don't know, why do you guys think Kid Buu was level 70 when we fought against him? Level 250 was mainly made for Beerus. I've been saying this for a while now, and they finally went on to explain it and confirm that Beerus and this level 250 cap right now that we currently are was ultimately made for Beerus' character. That's why Beerus right now is the strongest character in this game, or strongest opponent in this game, because level 250 was made mainly for Beerus' character. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. This next one was actually pretty big. It also wanted to reset player I know really required to play the story mode and to be able to play this DLC. So for example, guys, if some of you guys out there that already bought this game, that just wanted to bought this game, if you're new to this game and you also pre-ordered the season pass and the DLC, you are not required to play the story mode to be able to play this DLC. Which means if you bought this DLC and this season pass, you can play the DLC straight away when you start the game. You're not really required to play the story mode. And honestly, I think that's a bit of a problem a lot of people is facing right now. The fact being, when you do play this DLC and get level 250 through the training of Whis and then go play the story, you can easily one-shot Raditz and Frieza, which make the game feel a little bit easy. And I don't know if people really like that. But that's one of the advantages you're giving you guys. You can level your character a lot faster and then play the story mode. But anyway, let's move on to the final one, guys. Now with this final information, guys, this is pretty much the biggest one out of them all. But let me go ahead and read it. I will try my best to wrap this up and explain everything in one. But the final one went on to read. He said the second part of the DLC, or the second part of the DLC episode, is ongoing development. I can't really spoil details just yet, but take my advice, this might be the best time to leveling up and also strengthening your character as much as you can. So that's actually very big. Okay, let me go ahead and explain the final part and also wrap this whole thing up. So what he meant by that, guys, is that the second part of the DLCs right now is ongoing development. As we all know, he doesn't want to spoil anything, but some of us already know the second DLC will be Golden Frieza and featuring Super Saiyan Blue transformation, which is going to be the next form for both Goku and Vegeta. But he said something very important in that. He said now will be the best time to start leveling up your character and strengthening your character and making them a lot stronger, preparing for the next DLC. This is the big hint. I made a video yesterday telling you guys the level cap will indeed increase in the next DLC, and he pretty much just hinted that. Obviously, he didn't blatantly come out and say, oh yeah guys, the level cap is going to increase, but that's a hint. With him telling you guys, start leveling up your character, start strengthening your character and preparing for this DLC. So for the next DLC, guys, the next DLC will be Golden Frieza and Super Saiyan Blue, and also the level cap will indeed increase. Obviously, he didn't come out and say it, but that's what's going to happen. The level cap will increase in the next DLC, and it's going to be pretty awesome, with the fact being Golden Frieza will be about level 300. I don't think they'll actually make the level cap be 350. I think that would be a bit too high, and it will make the game feel a little bit easy. I think they will increase the level to 300. That's the level Golden Frieza will be at, and that's the level we'll have to level up our character and ultimately fight against Golden Frieza. With this Golden Frieza DLC, guys, the next DLC, it will indeed be very, very similar to the Battle of Gods or the Beerus DLC, but I can see them adding a little bit more content to it, maybe adding a little bit more story stuff to it, because Golden Frieza DLC or the Revival F, it had a lot of stuff happening in that story, a lot of stuff happening in that movie. The other Z fighter was actually involved. We get to see Gohan, Gotenks, Piccolo, all those guys actually fighting against, Frieza's soldier or Frieza's army, and even went up against Frieza. So we can actually prepare to see quite a lot of stuff happening in this Golden Frieza DLC. So it's going to be pretty crazy, guys. But overall, let me wrap this whole thing up, guys. One of the main things that we got from this whole information about this whole DLC is that these two boss battle DLC ultimately they're not meant to have story. They're meant to be original content. That's why the Battle of Gods DLC is so different from the story in the movie, from what we watch, from what we watched growing up. So it's pretty much meant to focus heavily on battling against Beerus and obviously getting stronger and leveling up your character. Eventually, guys, I can see us getting the Tournament of Power. I know I'm one of those people that keep hesitating to admit that, but we might even get a Tournament of Power, and after this whole season pass is done, guys, we can also expect us going up and getting Dragon Ball Super content. Maybe they might be adding some few movie stuff coming in the near future, but ultimately from this whole season pass, after the 2 boss battle, we are also planning to have original story or one new story arc. And this new story arc, we don't know what it is yet. Bandai Namco is not giving out any information, but we can only speculate and give our own opinion what this new story arc is going to involve after this 2 boss battle. Honestly, I can see this new story arc being Dragon Ball Super content, like having every content from Dragon Ball Super be implementing this new story arc. Honestly, I think that's what's going to happen, but we don't know that yet, but we only have to wait and see what's happening. But it is expected to be dropping later this year. And also, obviously, guys, before I end this video, I know a lot of you guys may be asking me, hey, just saying, when is the release date for this DLC, this next DLC? Honestly, I don't know. There's no release date just yet, but I can tell you guys, we might be getting this second part of the DLC coming in July. Honestly, I think it would make sense because they were trying to make a 3-year gap, 3 months gap, sorry, and trying to make this DLC stretch out the DLC as much as possible for this game. And the new story arc, I can expect us getting that around October or September later this year. But please stay tuned to the channel, guys. Big news is coming later this month, and we are expected to get brand new V-Jump scan releasing, maybe getting more details about the second DLC and also more information for Dragon Ball Fighters and all this crazy stuff. But anyway, have an amazing day, guys. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Peace out.